Today I'll be sharing with you one of my signature recipes. We will bake mini raspberry and pistachio tarts. Here I'll be using these perforated rings to prepare our tart shell. I'll explain to you, I'll share with you the secrets behind baking the perfect flaky tart shell. Here we'll be using a mixture of cake flour and almond flour. There are different types of flours available in the market. Like we have bread flour, cake flour, pastry flour, all-purpose flour. Now the difference is the amount of protein in each flour. Bread flour is high in gluten or protein. Then we have all-purpose flour, which we usually use for all our baking. We have pastry flour, which is low in gluten. Then we have cake flour. Now, if you don't have cake flour in your place, you can easily prepare cake flour at home by adding a little bit of corn flour to our all-purpose flour. So cake flour has a lesser gluten content than all-purpose flour, and it helps us in preparing a flakier crust. Now I'll explain to you the procedure as we bake. So let's begin.
So just like any other recipe, first we will measure the ingredients. Here, first I am going to measure 65 grams of eggs. I've taken 2 eggs in a bowl. I'll whisk it lightly and measure 65 grams from it. And make sure that the eggs are at room temperature. And here I have 345 grams of cake flour, 125 grams of icing sugar, 45 grams of almond flour, and 185 grams of unsalted butter, which is at room temperature. First, I will place the butter in my stand mixer bowl. First, we will mix the butter on low speed. Once the butter is creamed, we will add sieved icing sugar. And now I'll add the eggs. And now the almond flour. And now I'll add half of the cake flour. And now rest of the cake flour.
mixing the dough, make sure that you do not overmix the dough. Overmixing will instantly activate the gluten, which will result in a rubbery dough.
Mix until the dough just comes together so that we have a crumbly dough. Now we will transfer to the work surface and gather into a smooth ball. Here, I will just press the dough into a smooth ball. Now I'll divide the dough into two portions. Now I'll place a big piece of dough on the cling film, flatten it lightly with hand, then cover it and roll gently. Then I will refrigerate this dough. Roll the dough applying even pressure. Make sure that you roll the dough of even thickness. Now I'll transfer the dough onto a sheet tray and refrigerate it overnight. Then I will roll out the second piece of dough.
after preparing the dough for our tarts, we will refrigerate the dough. Now it's very important that you refrigerate it overnight so that whatever gluten that was activated during the mixing process relaxes and we get a flaky crust.